If you want to start selling on Amazon FBA, you should be aware that there are two main ways of making money. Now, the first way that most people have heard of or even tried is called Amazon Wholesale Arbitrage and OA. That's where you're buying products like these Nike socks from a retailer or wholesaler and selling them directly on an Amazon listing that has already been made, right? You don't need to make the listing in between. All you need to do is buy that product from a retailer or wholesaler and sell it directly on Amazon, right? So Amazon Wholesale Arbitrage and OA are super easy to get started. However, the problem with that is Amazon Wholesale Arbitrage and OA are so easy to get started that it's very, very competitive, right? Most people that are looking to start selling on Amazon, I'd say 90% of all sellers are choosing wholesale arbitrage and OA. And so you're going to find every opportunity that you find a product to sell, there are going to be loads of other sellers on the exact same listing as you, just like we can see here, right? All of these sellers here, these 8 sellers, are all competing with each other, all trying to be the cheapest, all fighting for the buy box to get this top spot. So that whenever someone clicks add to basket, they're buying from this particular seller, right? So Amazon Wholesale Arbitrage and OA are very, very easy to get started. You just have to buy the product from a retailer or wholesaler and sell it directly on the listing. However, it's very, very competitive because it's so easy, right? So many people are doing wholesale arbitrage and OA that you're going to find every opportunity is going to be very crowded with a lot of competitors, right? Now, the other option is also creating your own brand of products and selling under your own listing as the only seller on that listing, right? So Amazon private label is where you create your own brand of products that you've protected and you sell them on Amazon just like this. Now, with Amazon private label, you need to make your own listing. You need to get all the photos, the titles, the descriptions, all of this other media content that you need to make the listing with. You're going to need to do all of that, right? However, if you get all of that content ready from beforehand, it's not very hard to actually make a listing on Amazon, right? Now, what I would say is Amazon private label personally is my preferred choice because it's more profitable, it's more sustainable for the long term because it's less competitive because you're not sharing the listing with other sellers, right? For the pure reason that you're not sharing the listing with other sellers, Amazon private label is inherently less competitive, right? Now, the other thing with Amazon private label is you're not having to compete on price in the same way these sellers are, right? With Amazon private label, you're competing on the fact that your product is slightly unique or looks slightly different compared to your competitors. So, people are not looking necessarily always for the cheapest product. Sometimes people are looking for a slightly different product, right? And that is where you're looking to compete with Amazon private label. Not being the cheapest, but being a slightly different, unique product to help differentiate yourself against your competitors, right? Now, the drawbacks with Amazon private label are there's more effort involved, right? To begin with, you need to make your listing. You need to do some research to decide what product to sell. And once you've created that listing, you need to market it to actually get the most amount of sales. Now, with Amazon private label, you actually don't need a huge amount of money to get started. More than anything, it's just about making sure that you plan things in the correct way and do things in the correct order, right? Amazon private label isn't hard at all. It's actually relatively straightforward, but it doesn't mean you can do it with guesswork, right? As long as you do the research properly and use the proper tools and do things in the right order, it's very simple to start selling on Amazon FBA, especially with the Amazon private label business model, right? So I'm going to break that down for you right now. So you can start selling with Amazon. So you can start selling on Amazon, particularly with Amazon private label, with as little as £1,000, so long as you know you can save up a further £2,000 to £4,000 in the next 6 to 12 months. So with that first £1,000, you're just going to be holding on to it while you do some product research using Helium 10. And with Helium 10, you're going to come up with about 5 ideas that you can see have loads of potential. You're going to test out those 5 ideas in 20 or 30 samples each. You are going to list them on Amazon just like this, and then you're going to see which of those 5 ideas is the quickest, easiest, and cheapest product to sell, right? Now, once you know what that winning product is, you're going to take the rest of that 2 to 4K that you've been saving up over 6 to 12 months and funnel it towards that one winning product. So in the beginning, guys, during that testing phase, you're not using much of that budget at all, probably only a few £100s. Only once you know what the winner is of that test are you using more of that 2 to 4K. So what that means is you don't need the whole budget in hand to begin with. You only need about £1,000 to get started, so long as you know you can save up a further 2 to 4K in the coming 6 to 12 months. Now, after you've invested that initial 2 to 4K, you're going to continue to scale your Amazon business by reinvesting all of the profits and revenue back into the business to fund more growth without you having to input your own money, right? Instead, you're going to let the business use its own profits to grow instead of constantly saving your own money to put into the business. And I'm assuming you thought you needed a lot more money to start Amazon private label, but along the way, we're also going to be learning loads of money saving hacks that can save you thousands of pounds. So for example, things like applying for something called a G10 exemption instead of paying thousands of pounds for barcodes, or properly using AI succinctly instead of paying for advice from lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, right? But when you get started, guys, you need to make sure you start with product research, right? Everything that you do when it comes to selling on Amazon is all going to be based on the product research that you do, right? So take your time because the products that you sell are going to determine whether you're successful on Amazon or whether you fail selling on Amazon. So make sure to first start with product research, forget about everything else. Forget about your branding, your logos, your ads, your marketing. None of that will matter at all if the product that you sell isn't something that people want to buy, right? So make sure you first start by doing some product research to see what sort of stuff people are buying and what sort of stuff is in demand, right? So that is what is going to determine whether your business is successful or not, right? The products that you sell will determine absolutely everything. Your logo, your branding, your marketing isn't going to do that. It's all going to come down to the product that you sell, right? So when you do your product research, Take your time. It doesn't matter what research leads you to, whatever product you decide to sell, there are already going to be products available on Amazon, right? It's completely understandable that people think selling on Amazon FBA is oversaturated, and it is. It's oversaturated with very poor, very cheap Chinese crap, right? And generally, that's going to be the lowest quality, cheapest made kind of products that you're going to see in any of the niches that you're going to be looking at. So the opportunity to make money selling on Amazon is really on the more premium side of things. You never want to go on Amazon and try to be the cheapest seller because you're never going to win a price war against Chinese factories and Chinese sellers, right? But as a UK seller, you can understand that there's a significant proportion of the UK population that buys based on value or perceived value. This is why places like John Lewis, Marks and Spencer, and Waitrose exist. Sometimes their products are better and they're more expensive, which is real value. But sometimes their products aren't better and they're still more expensive, but people still buy them because of the perceived value of branding, right? So that is your goal when it comes to selling on Amazon. You want your product to have either actual value or have some perceived value so you can command a price. So that's the goal when it comes to making money selling on Amazon. You want to have your product. So that's the goal when it comes to selling on Amazon. You want to make sure your product has either actual value, or if it doesn't, just have some perceived value so that you can differentiate against your competitors in the market, right? And what I would say is you really need to make your product better, or more importantly, or even easier, just make your product look a little bit different to your competitors, right? You can add additional functionality, additional benefits, additional design aesthetics, even additional accessories. But more than anything, it needs to have a visual selling point. So when your customer sees your product in the search results, it stands out against your competitors as unique design. It's more likely to get clicked and more likely to get noticed, right? And you can see that in these examples here, right? There are products here that stand out against the competitors because they look different to everything else that's around. Right? So you want to make sure that you're selling a product that is similar to everything else that is popular in the category that you're choosing, but make sure that product just simply visually looks a little bit different, right? And we can see those standing out here. For example, this is a good example of that, right? Let's scroll through some more and find some other good examples. This is a good example of that. There are a lot of examples of that. Products that are similar to the other products in its category. This one's here as well, a good example. Products that are similar to other things in its category, but just simply visually looks a little bit different to the competitors. So it stands out in search results and more likely to gain a click, right? In order to find a product that's in demand, something that people actually want, but just looks a little bit different to your competitors, just like these kinds of products here, what you're going to be doing is using a software called Helium 10 to do your product research, right? Now, I'm going to show you a step-by-step example of how to do this using Helium 10. And if you haven't signed up for Helium 10, then check out the link in the description for a huge discount on your subscription as well. The very first thing you're going to do here is go to Products and Black Box. Now, once you're at Black Box, you're going to make sure you've toggled to Advanced, and you are going to change the marketplace to Amazon.co.uk, right? Assuming you're researching from the UK. Now, as you start this research, you should be focusing on 8 specific categories, and I'm going to show you which 8 categories because that's where I myself, my clients and students have all made the most money selling on Amazon FBA. So through a lot of trial and error, through a lot of different trials, I've realized that these 8 categories are the place to make money selling on Amazon FBA as a new seller. And those categories are automotive, DIY and tools, garden, home and kitchen, lighting, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, stationery, and office supplies, right? Those are the 8 categories. Now, you want to have a maximum review count of 100, right? These other inputs you can leave empty. The shipping size, you're going to select all shipping sizes except large oversized and standard oversized, right? So you're going to click all of these. And the reason you're skipping large oversized and standard oversized is you want to avoid looking for products that are too large. You're going to put your maximum weight as 4 pounds to avoid, again, products that are too heavy. Fulfillment type is going to be FBA and FBM because you don't want any self-fulfilled Amazon products showing up because that's not going to be helpful for you. Now, there are certain words that you're going to want to exclude from the title, especially around certain times, right? Things like Christmas, Valentine's, and maybe even Mother's Day, right? Now, the number of sellers you want minimum is 1, maximum 2, right? You're going to leave the rest of this stuff blank. And when it comes to sales, what you want to do is make sure that you are looking at products that are a minimum of £12 and a maximum of £40, right? Now, here is really important. Where it says parent level revenue, you want to put the minimum as £8,000, right? And the maximum you can leave blank. The ASIN level revenue, you're going to leave blank. Now, ASIN level is essentially your variations. Parent level is all the variations put together. So let's say, for example, you're selling t-shirts in 3 different colors. So the total sales of all 3 colors is going to be in your parent level revenue. The sales of each different color is at the ASIN level, right? So the parent level is a combination of all sales of all variations put together, and the ASIN revenue is each variation, right? Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Now, you can save these filters as well. What we're going to do here, we don't need to save this. We're just going to search. Right. Now, once you click search, loads of options are going to pop up in front of you. And I'm going to scour through these to give you some examples of products that you should start considering yourself as well. Right. So as an example here, let's start looking through these, and I'm going to open up a few examples. I'm also going to find some suppliers for them and also work out a few basic costs as well. Right, that will give you a good idea of how to actually not just do your product research, but also find suppliers, work out the profit margins as well. Right? So here in these results, we are looking for products that are selling well, not because they're highly branded, right? So for example, if the Apple iPhone came up here, it wouldn't be something that we'd be considering, maybe we could sell smartphones. I don't think so, right? You're looking for products that are doing very well, not because of their brand, and you're looking for products that could easily be customized or changed to look a little bit different, right? Because remember, the whole process of what we're doing here is to look at what's in demand, what people are buying, and look to sell that exact same kind of product in a way that simply just looks a little bit different, right? And as we do that, we're also going to be making sure that any of these products that we're choosing, there aren't loads of other sellers selling the exact same product as well. It means that there's likely to be more of an opportunity for us to make, right? Okay, so here's a really good example that we found here. Small lanterns with LED candles, set of 10, right? So, this is a 10 pack and it looks like these are quite small, and you could actually customize what these products look like. It doesn't have to necessarily look like this exact lantern. So you could sell the same product or something similar, but just in a way that looks a little bit different. That'd be quite easy. Okay, so let's use this example to find a supplier and also work out your profit margins and costings as well, right? So here we can see, firstly, we want to make sure these products aren't too big. So what we're going to do is just have a look through the rest of the listing. And we can see this is only about, a handheld product, right? So this is nice and small, and a pack of 10 means it's not going to be a massive box, right? So this seller is selling a pack of 10. It looks like the non-deal price is £28.99, right? So about £30. So the first thing that we can do is go straight to Alibaba, right? Now on Alibaba, there are two different ways that we can actually look for this product. The first easy way that you can go for is an image reverse search, right? So you just click on this camera icon here, go back to this Amazon page, open up this page, drag and drop this image into the search box. And so now we can see loads of suppliers that are able to actually offer this product for us, right? Now, we are looking for a supplier that's verified. So we do want that verified blue badge there on the supplier that we're looking at. We want to make sure that also the supplier is at least 3 years or older to ensure that they've got the kind of experience that we're going to need, right? So this looks like a good supplier right here. This is a good example. So here's a perfect example of a supplier that this could work perfectly with, right? So here's a perfect example of a supplier that you can use to work out your costs and work out your margins, right? Now, remember, guys, the product that we're looking at sold this in a pack of 10, right? So where we can see this is priced per unit, you just want to times everything by 10, right? So you're not going to be, if you want 500 units in stock, you actually need to buy 5,000 because you're selling them in a pack of 10, right? So the first thing we're going to do is work out the cost for 5,000 units, right? And the cost for 5,000 units per piece will be 0.3306. So let's calculate that. I'm going to do that in a calculator in front of you so you can see exactly how this works. So it's going to be 0.3306 times 5,000. Even though we're looking for 500 units, 5,000 pieces is what we're going to be buying, because 5,000 pieces makes 500 units because they're in a pack of 10, right? So that's going to work out to being £1,653 for 5,000 units. Sorry, 5,000 pieces, which makes 500 units, right? Now, we know the cost of the stock, 1,653. We now also want to know what the price of shipping will be. Now we can see we're going to forget about the standard shipping. We're not going to use expensive shipping. We're going to use a cheaper shipping. That is £11.66 for 100 pieces, right? Now that gives us a vague idea of how much it's going to cost. What we're going to do is take £11.66 and times it by 50, right? Because we're buying 5,000 pieces. So you're going to take 1166 and times that by 50. Now, this is going to be an exact number. This won't be completely correct, but it's going to give you a rough ballpark figure, right? So 1166 times 50 gives you 5,853, right? So we're going to take 5,853 and add it to that 1,600 and what was it? 0.3306 times 5,000 was 1,653, right? So £1,653 will be the cost of 5,000 units, and £583 will be the cost of shipping. So when you add them together, you've got a total cost of 2,236, right? Now, to account for taxes, what you're going to do is take that number, times it by 1.2, right? So that gives you a final number of 2,653, right? Now, what you're going to do, remember, you are selling these in a pack of 10, right? So this is the cost of 5,000 units. You're using those 5,000 units to make 500 of these, right? So you are going to take this number and divide it by 500 to find out your cost per unit. And that's going to be £5.36 for a pack of 10, right? So your cost per unit is £5.36 for a pack of 10 of these, right? So now, if you have paid £5.30, what was it? £5.36 for a pack of 10 of these, and you're selling a pack of 10 at £28.99, how much money would you be making in profit? So what we're going to do now is go to the UK FBA calculator, and we are going to have a look. You can click continue as guest. Now you're going to go back to your original ASIN. You're going to copy that, paste it into the FBA calculator. You're going to put the item price as £28.99. Then you're going to input the cost price, which is £5.36. And you're also going to estimate roughly 10% for advertising, so £2.89. On average, 10% of the sales price will go on advertising, which is why we're using that number. So that will give you a net profit margin of 33% for this product, right? Which is pretty good. So that is exactly how you would first use Helium 10 to do your product research to find an interesting product which there aren't loads of other sellers actually offering, and a product that you could make look a little bit different and a little bit more unique, right? And once you've found that product, you can use Alibaba's image reverse search to find the exact same product and find a supplier with a quote per unit and a quote for shipping. Then you can use those quotes to figure out how much it will cost to buy, let's say, 500 units. Then you're going to take that total number and divide it by 500 to see what the cost price per unit will be. Then you're going to take that cost price per unit, input it into the FBA calculator, add in 10% of the sales cost in advertising. And of course, by the way, this VAT is going to be zero unless you're VAT registered. You're not going to be paying VAT. And that means your margin will actually be 50%, right? Now, if you are VAT registered, you're going to add 20% here. But if you're not VAT registered, you can put zero here, right? So it does make your margin go up, but what you need to be aware of if you're not VAT registered is you're going to have to pay VAT on all of your costs as well. So your margin might be higher, but a lot of your costs will also be higher, right? But yeah, that is exactly how you are going to do all of that product research from start to finish, how you can find a supplier for that product, and how you can use the FBA calculator to work out the profit margins as well, right? Now, the biggest money saving hack overall, if you're selling on Amazon FBA, whether you're doing Amazon Wholesale, Arbitrage, OA, or private label, make sure whatever you decide to sell to buy it first in a really small amount as a test batch to avoid losing money if it doesn't go well. You're not going to make money on that small test batch first because that's not the point. You want to use that as a proof of concept so that you can make sure those few 20 or 30 samples sell before buying bigger volumes. Because if you can't sell 20 or 30 units, how do you plan to sell 1,000? I know there are some people who say that selling on Amazon FBA doesn't work and the market's old and too oversaturated, but the Amazon third-party market grows every single year and becomes more and more profitable. The ones that are failing are the ones that are selling the exact same kinds of obvious products as everyone else, and also the ones that are doing the exact same kind of business models as everyone else, right? Generally, wholesale, arbitrage, and OA, right? This has been amazingly successful for myself, my clients, and students because we've gone into Amazon private label, essentially inherently a less competitive business model. And we've gone in looking for what kind of products are in demand, what sort of stuff people are looking to buy. And we look to sell those exact same kind of product in a way that just visually looks a little bit different, just like I showed you here, right? Now, that's where the money will come from, right? The best bit is if you set things up correctly to begin with, it's very passive maintained. It's like your very own personal money machine. If you want to learn my free tips that I've gained over the last 10 years of selling on Amazon and selling millions of pounds of products on Amazon, then just click on the link below to get all of those tips completely for free. Now, if you do have any questions at all or get stuck with anything or whatever doesn't make sense, just simply reply to those notes that I email you and I'll be able to get back to you and help you with whatever you need. The exact same things goes for those free tips. So click on that link below, get my notes in this process and my free tips, reply to either of those emails if you do have any questions, and I'll be happy to clarify your understanding of anything, right? If you want to book in a little chat with me and ask me some questions one-to-one, then definitely use that link below. That is everything for today, guys. As I say, it's pretty much an overview on how you can get started selling on Amazon FBA, the different types of business models, and the kind of business model that could be the most profitable for you. Now, as I promised, there are going to be a lot more videos to come to help break this down even further for you to understand even more detail. So if you did like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like this video so you don't miss out on more of those free guides. You don't just save more money getting started selling on Amazon, but you also learn to make more money selling on Amazon FBA too. If you do have any comments, suggestions, or questions, drop them below and I'll be replying to all of those. I hope this has been really useful for you guys. Reply to my notes or guides if you do get stuck. Thank you so much for watching today. Happy selling, and I'll see you in the jungle.